Welcome back. Every object in this room has a wonderful story to tell, a story which connects us to our past and gives us a sense of identity. Every one of us has a story to tell as well, but unfortunately, many of those personal stories go untold. And yet, speaking them and sharing them is healing, especially as we grow older, not only for us, but for our families and for the community.
One of my first memories is my dad's blacksmith shop.
Yes.
And the farmers bringing in their big teams of horses, and they'd bring the big wagons behind them, and they'd park the wagons in front of our place and take the horses into my dad's blacksmith shop. And I have a picture of his blacksmith.
Helen Boeing is telling a story, the story of her life. It's part of a program for the elderly or terminally ill to record their life stories onto audio tape.
So later on, when did you meet your husband?
He phoned and asked me if I'd go to a hockey game with him. And I knew of his family, so I knew he was okay, you know.
Yes.
My mother wouldn't let me go with anybody that wasn't. And so I asked her, and she said yes. So I went to a hockey game with him, and I couldn't get rid of him after that.
I wish that my dad had been able to do this, because he was 92 and he passed away, and he had lots of great stories. So I'm glad that Mom's doing this.
I just thought it'd be nice for the family to have, you know. And they thought it would be nice too. We've talked about it, and you don't hear much about people keeping their memories like that, you know.
There are two essential things that storytelling does. One is that it preserves an oral history of the way things used to be, and individual oral history for the person telling the stories, and everyone's life is completely unique, unlike any other. The other value is that it's a healing process. It's healing for the person telling the stories in terms of feeling validated and honored and feeling their strength rather than their losses.
For Helen, the experience helped her deal with some traumatic changes in her life. Her husband of 66 years recently died, and she had to move to a rest home.
It was a big change, and she experienced loss on many levels. And she looked lonely when I saw her for the first time. And then after we connected, there was so much more around her, you know. Her whole story and biography was kind of surrounding her. So that was wonderful to see. When they realize how much they have gone through, it gives them a strength to go on and even, go into the process of dying, because they know they have done all this before, you know. It gives them kind of an empowerment, I think.